So our esteemed CEO got into some sort of weird argument on Twitter, X, with Elon Musk, something about wanting to live on Mars, and decided to sink all of our last quarter's profits into a new research venture, and then said that I had to present about it because I lost all that money. No, we're investing. Anyways, I bring you. Speedrun. Alright, speedrun. Let's see here. Aerial robots for planetary exploration. You're all used to using satellites. Satellites are great because they cover the whole planet or large swaths. But their resolution is pretty bad because you're looking at things from space. So alternatives would be a rover. They're down on the ground. They get a nice clear picture right up and close. They don't go very fast. What would you do in between? We've got helicopters instead. So they offer a nice in between. They can cover large distances without having to spend years driving, and they get a decent resolution being nice and close. You can do lots of science there, or carry stuff for your space colony for Elon. Anyways, helicopters on Mars. Ingenuity, all up on Mars right now, flying, 69 flights, yeah. Nice. So some of the major challenges of flying on Mars, far from Earth, 5 to 20 minutes communication, it has to be self-sufficient, thin atmosphere, so if you pretend, if you think about driving in a car, sticking your arm out the window, all the forces that are applied, that you get on your hand, pretend that's Jello. So you can imagine lots more force. Now pretend the opposite, and it's 1% of what you get on Earth. There's not much force going on there. We gotta spend really, really, really fucking fast. Yeah. Kind of like our money printers. Very cold there. It's very hard to keep things warm. And it's quite dynamic. No one worries about that shit. All right. Ingenuity. Blah blah, 4-foot rotor, 1.8 kilograms. Those are the not freedom units, 5 pounds for the real freedom people. The tip of the rotor spins at 160 meters per second, or about 360 miles per hour. Damn. That's it. Really, really fucking fast. All right. Launched on Atlas 5. That's where all the sizing modes are in excess of like 100 Gs. This is where it went on the rover. You can see that there was a lot of challenges in trying to fit it in this very strange and small spot on the rover without damaging anything. Let's see. Heat is a major problem. The helicopter actually uses about 60% of its energy on keeping itself warm overnight. That's actually why we lost it over the Martian winter last year, and it wakes up every day thinking it's the first day of Mars. But it actually, and it actually talks to the rover. The rover, they know when to call it every day, and they tell it, oh, he's here, you're here. This is what you're doing. Send it to your mission. First aid. Yes. It's basically all the same. Good see first aid. Get first aid unlocked. Yes. Propulsion, as I mentioned, was a challenge. You guys spin those rotors really fast. That means ICF loads. Centrifugal force. So if you imagine when you're spinning a bucket of water, if you spin it really fast, you can keep the water in there. That's centrifugal force. Now spin it 360 miles per hour. And you can imagine that is producing quite a bit of force on your 30-gram rotor. So lots of challenges there, as well as little 2-inch hand-wound motor, spinning a 4-foot rotor. Each of those was hand-wound. I think it took like 40 hours. That guy really hated his life for a week or 2. But it gets paid off. This is how it was stowed, a funky way, or funky trying to fit it in there, so you can see how the legs are actually like folded up there, and they collapse. Anyways, let's move on. Fabrication, fun pictures, building things, wearing weird masks. We don't know anything about that, right?
Protect against slimes.
Yeah,
Yeah, baby.
yeah. Flying, so like we flight tested it at JPL in their vacuum chamber. That's where I was at for the entire month of September. This is the first flight of Mars, or sorry, first flight in JPL. Look at a different video.
3
More
minutes.
exciting, yes. Kennedy Space Center. We're getting ready to be launched. This is the mission launch. It took about a year and a half to get to Mars, and then a couple weeks or a couple of months there for the mission. Jefferson Mars, just in case you forgot. So we got there in February, dropped it in on March, and then in March. And then the rover wanted nothing to do whatsoever with a helicopter with a rotor spinning 300 miles per hour. I can't imagine why. So they said that they had to drop it and they had to get the fuck out of there before they were able to fly. So, and another picture. Here's a cool video that they captured of it flying on Mars.
2 minutes.
Maybe.
Album said 11:37. 3 minutes.
Let's see, 3 minutes.
Don't call myself on.
3 minutes.
What guy?
Praise the sun.
It was originally planning to fly for about a minute's worth of time and was supposed to fly for 5 flights. As just a tech demonstrator, so yeah, we can actually fly on Mars. We're not fucking that shit crazy. Turns out it did a lot more. It was super useful. It's getting it's scouting head for the rover. Again, phone 69. But
Nice.
26 minutes. Yada yada yada. Going really fast now. And then looking towards the future. So right now, because we had to get some funding initially before we could create our space colony for Elon Musk or our CEO trying to beat Elon Musk. I don't know. It gets confusing. We decided to put a claw and wheels on it, and we're actually going to send more up to space, and they are going to pick up samples that Perseverance is dropping right now and put them on a rocket and send them back to Earth.
Whoa.
Space bomb.
Hey, space bacteria, finally.
It's another venture.
I'm getting that space COVID.
I will have to check with HR. Or have we covered bacteria from
Marketing's covering it.
All right, well,
The marketing is still good.
Yes.
Look at your insurance.
And with that, helicopters on Mars.
Yeah.
God bless you.
All right, thank you. If you could please make way to the other room, please. All right.